For the latest weather-related postponements and cancellations, brought to you by John's Heating and Air Conditioning and Northwest Tire. Schools, businesses, churches, and events. You can find postponements and cancellations on KBRFradio.com as well. And the Fergus Now app. Weather-related announcements, brought to you by Northwest Tire and John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good. I hope you're thawed out for the weekend Monday this morning as it's 10 after 9. Hoping everybody's having a... There we go. Good start to the day.
Okay. Yeah, you have to be thawed out. Whew. It was a cold one, hey?
I got you beat. Mark Johnson and I were up in East Grand Forks and Thief River Friday and Saturday.
There's not a worse place in the world, I don't think, for cold.
Than a hockey rink up there.
Than a hockey rink in East Grand Forks.
Yeah.
And Thief. Oh, my goodness. That's colder than anywhere on earth, I swear.
It was funny because we're talking the night before. I'm like, hey, Mark, where are we at the next game? He goes, we're either at the Huck or the Little Ralph. I'm like, ooh, the Little Ralph, that'd be nice. For those who don't know, the Little Ralph Ingolstadt Arena in Thief River Falls is probably the nicest high school dedicated hockey rink in the state of Minnesota, if not in the country.
Okay.
It is a palace. I mean, they called the Big Ralph over in Grand Forks the Palace of the Prairie. This is the Palace of the North Woods.
Okay.
So we're walking in the morning. I'm like, hey, did you figure out where we're at? He goes, yeah, we're in the Little Ralph. I'm like, sweet. I almost went down to a lighter shirt and everything. I'm like, I'll just leave it like this until I know. So Mark drops me off because he knows the area better. So he drove to the rink and then I drove us home. And so I'm carrying all the stuff. I walk into the Little Ralph, look down, and there's a basketball court in the middle of the hockey rink.
Shoot.
I turn around, I walk back out, I go, is there supposed to be a hockey game here? And they're like, oh, no, that game got moved to the Huck.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh.
So you went to the not so nice
Yeah,
place.
I mean, it's connected by, it'd be like the main rink and satellite rink at the old hockey rinks here. But yeah, so we went into the freezing, I can't feel my toes and I can see my breath arena.
Oh, no.
So we went from a nice little elevator to get to the press box. That's how nice it is. There's an elevator to get you into the press box to trying to lug this stuff across the rink and then up, rickety stairs. And
oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got me beat. I didn't do anything like that. In fact, we had a family Christmas and typically we get out for a good long walk, but I mean, I think it was 23 below. In the morning when we went, and so we were like, I don't know. We didn't have too many takers like we usually do, and so the most I did is walk from cabin A to cabin B, and we did go into Park Rapids for a short time on Saturday morning. Have a couple of favorite spots there, and so. That's about, but we, even doing a little shopping, walking down a block, we couldn't make it the whole block. We would have to duck into a store mid-block before we went. Yeah, because it was really awful.
Well, yes, we needed to look at this stuff in the hardware store. Yep.
A men's shoe store, that's okay. We're going in. So, yeah, it was fun. And it's sort of, you know how you get together with family every year to do these kinds of things.
Yep.
And some of the goofiest things that you do become tradition. And one of our traditions is the girls always go off into Park Rapids, and the highlight is the candy store for a couple of our younger ones. And that we spend more money on candy than anything else throughout the whole weekend. It is. And this is one of those specialty places, where they make all the
homemade fudge.
Oh my goodness. And then it's just a kid's dream. There's everything you can imagine there. So yeah, after we dropped a lot of money at the candy store, there's a couple places we popped in. Couple had one or two gifts left to buy, and they thought, well, this is perfect opportunity to do that. And so, but between stores, man, I got to tell you, that was cold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, our downtown, and I can't believe they went through with the
Over the river?
well, not only the over river, but the parade
Oh, they did.
at minus 20 something below. Holy buckets. I'm so sad it was so cold because that's
Yeah.
such a fun event.
I love going to Over the River. I mean, we didn't get back from Thief River till...
we were gone, so I missed it
Yeah.
again. But
We got back about 8:15 is when we rolled back into town.
Wonder what the reason was for putting it off till the middle of the month. I mean, that always kind of kicks off the holiday. And it's always the first weekend of December, so I don't know what happened. But
I don't know.
And I was so excited this year because I was going to get to make it, and then they moved it. So I don't know what happened, but we have more Christmas left. I mean, it's a shame not to light that tree until the middle of the month.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sure something got in the way.
I do love that tree. I mean, because
I love the tree.
I rounded the corner. I was headed over to my parents' house, who live in sight of the tree, and I went over there and I just went, the tree.
I know. It's so iconic this time of year. And that's what kind of makes Fergus Falls so Christmassy. And then, of course, all the decorations downtown. Park Rapids really does it up right, too. They're one of those cities that has that super wide main street, so much so that there's parking in the middle. So you can park in the middle, and then there's angle parking on the side. So imagine how wide the street is. So right at the end of one of those parking spots in the middle, and it's room for 2 cars wide. And at the end of one of those blocks, they have a giant real Christmas tree that's all lit up. So it kind of reminded me of our Christmas tree here in Fergus, and just a really cute, iconic little town, I think. And maybe not so little anymore, but it's just, I don't know, it really felt Christmassy. So, and that's how I feel like here, you know.
Big shout out to all the city workers and the firefighters that put that stuff up.
Oh boy, for sure, because
everybody with the Over the River Holiday Festival celebration, because I heard it was a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I like I said, I was in Thief River, so I didn't get
cold
to see
weather probably doesn't dampen too many spirits when it comes to the holidays.
But if I would have been in town, I definitely would have been at the tree lighting.
Absolutely, so would I. So anyway, hopefully everyone had a good weekend. And boy, now I feel like, okay, folks, we got a week and a half. It's coming up fast now. I know my grandkids have half days this week because they've got finals week, and then they're off for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so then when that happens, I feel like, oh, okay, now it's for real. So like I told you, I mean, I felt like I was super ready for Christmas and super organized this year, but I still have a couple of things that I'm going to get.
One thing I have learned ever since I got married is when it comes to shopping for presents, I became lazy and just kind of delegated to the person who's good at it, and that's Jen.
Well, that's what happens at our house, too.
So Jen will take care of all the presents, and I'll take care of her presents, and I've already ordered them. They said they're on the way because they're a specialty thing that I have done, and so...
Well, John, he always does a good job at shopping, too. So I kind of, I liken him to you because you do a good job shopping, but you kind of let Jen take care of the rest.
Yeah, Jen takes...
And that's how it happens at our house.
I take care of Jen. Jen takes care of everybody else.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happens at our house, too. And again, one of those things that just becomes tradition, right?
Well, she knows that I still wouldn't be thinking about even remotely starting.
Right, exactly. So in travel, same thing with travel plans. You just sit back and let Jen tell you where you're going to go and when you're leaving. And
where is this plane going to land in?
Yeah, that's how it happens at our house too. But anyway, sometime I'd like to be on the other end of that, I think. But then I would never trust the person making the plans.
No.
So, I mean, control freak and whatever. All right, a couple of rotten things happened over the weekend. At least 16 people were killed.
Whoa.
When 2 gunmen opened fire at Bondi Beach. This happened in Sydney, Australia. We never hear of that stuff happening there.
No.
Anyway, this is one of their most popular beaches. It happened yesterday. Police confirmed one suspected shooter was among the dead, while the second remained in critical condition. Authorities said at least 40 others were injured, including 2 police officers. Premier Chris Minns said the assault targeted Sydney's Jewish community during the first day of Hanukkah. So super sad. And I believe, if I am not mistaken, there is a father-son who are the likely shooters. in this incident. So just a really sad weekend there. Person of interest was detained after a shooting at Brown University on Saturday that left 2 people dead and at least 8 injured. The individual allegedly had 2 guns when arrested. President Christina H. Paxson said 7 injured students are in critical but stable condition, while 1 remains in life-threatening condition. All remaining fall 2025 classes and exams have been canceled. They were working on finals week there as well. So just another one of those shootings happening over the weekend. A JetBlue flight from Caraco to New York City narrowly avoided a collision with U.S. Air Force refueling tanker. That happened on Friday. The pilot reported halting the climb after the military aircraft crossed its path. I feel like the military aircraft are the ones that are causing the problems. Yeah. We almost had a mid-air collision up here, the pilot told air traffic control. The FAA recently advised U.S. pilots to use caution near Venezuela because of increased military activity. So that's kind of where it happened and why, I guess. And it seems like we're hearing a few more of those stories, and especially now over Venezuela. Police say a woman was arrested after a tourist was stabbed inside Macy's Herald Square in New York City. Now, that's iconic Christmas right there. The attack happened Thursday afternoon in a 7th-floor restroom as the victim changed her infant daughter's diaper. Officers identified the suspect as 43-year-old Carrie Ahern of Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Police believe the attack was unprovoked and continue to investigate. So you just, gosh, never
Gotta watch
know.
out for crazy.
I guess you do. And did you see also in the news out of Hollywood, Rob Reiner, actor-director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found murdered in their home, stabbed to death.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they had there's nobody has been arrested. They thought, they thought they had someone, and it was kind of the same thing with that shooting at Brown University. They had a person of interest, and I believe they let him go after they decided, this took a different turn. And so really in either of those cases, I don't think there's anyone to follow up with. They said that the best they could do right now is follow up with every family member of both Rob Reiner and his wife.
Wow.
So you might remember him. He directed When Harry Met Sally, A Few Good Men, iconic movies, a lot of movies. And of course, he always said if he ever got even some kind of giant prize, he would always be known as the Meathead. Remember him? Well, you don't because you're too young.
Well, I remember him being called Meathead for some movie.
No, it was a show. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't think of the name of it.
Is it Welcome Back, Kotter?
Nope. He and oh gosh. Fine. Just all you have to do is Google Meathead, and we'll find out. Can't believe I can't think of the name of it. It was a show my dad loved.
All in the Family.
All in the Family. There it is. Okay, and that was an icon, and he will always be known as the Meathead from All in the Family. That was a 70s show, I believe. And anyway, he's known for so much. No word on why this happened, if it was, in fact, if they were targeted, if they were, if it was a robbery gone bad, no word. I don't think they know too much at this point. So that happened over the weekend as well. And a new NBC poll reveals that 82% of Americans express satisfaction with their health insurance coverage, with 1/3 reporting being very satisfied. That's sort of shocking, actually.
Yeah.
Adults over 65 show the highest satisfaction rates at 90%, and 42% being very satisfied. However, there's about a quarter of those respondents experience coverage delays or denials within 2 years. Women face denial rates 6 points higher than men.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why that is necessarily, but it surprises me that there is that much satisfaction in health coverage out there. I didn't think anybody was happy with their health coverage.
You got some people who aren't sick.
Well, I
There you
suppose.
go. Are you happy with your health insurance? Well, I don't use it, but sure.
Yeah, maybe that
I
was
just get
it.
my
Maybe-
yearly checkup, and
so
that's it.
maybe that's what they did. They just interviewed a whole bunch of healthy people. So, and only 1 in 10 are calling 2025 a great year. We'll talk a little bit more about that after the break. But if you had to categorize 2025 and maybe stack it up against some other years, would you say it was better, worse, indifferent?
Indifferent.
I know, that's kind of how I am too. I think as a family, we've had lots of good things. We've had new babies. We've got new babies on the way. A set of twins, in fact, a boy and a girl.
Oh, wow.
I know, super fun. So anyway, I would say this has been a good year for us and our family. But I know a lot of people who can't wait to say goodbye to 2025.
Yeah.
Just because of things that have happened throughout the season. But anyway, I guess it's less people say it's a great year. Only 1 in 10 say that 2025 was a great year. And of course, there's a survey for everything. And 10% even say that it was awful. So I don't know. Do we have to look deeper to find good stuff? Or, sometimes bad things just kind of seem to pile up in one year. Anyway, despite a disappointing year, they say that there's still about 40% that are setting goals for 2026. And they say they average about 6 resolutions a year. You and I
6?
usually come up with about 2.
Yeah.
That's all I
I
need.
drink more water, and then I come up with another one.
Yeah.
Don't know what my other one's going to be, but...
Right. What I should have done, and I guess I still can, not really for the new year, but get my Christmas cards out on time.
Yeah.
They're actually being printed, so I'm getting closer.
I don't even know if we did Christmas cards this year.
Yeah, well, I almost skipped it, but I thought, we had a chance to get all the grandkids together for a photo, so I thought, well, there it is. There's the Christmas card. Sometimes you like the Christmas photo better than other years, and this is one of the, it's great of all our grandkids. So we didn't get everybody in there, but, you do what you do when everybody's all over the country. You can't get them together. All right, coming up on 9:30, break for the markets, and we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, the triumphant return of the Ox from the Arizona-Mexico border, if his key still works in the lock. Hear interviews and commentary from that historic journey. And the news of the day, of course. But it all starts with Heard It on Hot Talk. Spot the fake news of what may or may not have happened last week. Oh, and how about them Vikes? See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Winter weather can change quickly and can be hazardous. Listen to News Talk 1250 KBRF for the latest weather-related postponements and cancellations. Brought to you by John's Heating and Air Conditioning and Northwest Tire. Schools, businesses, churches, and events. You can find postponements and cancellations on KBRFradio.com as well. And the Fergus Now app. Weather-related announcements. Brought to you by Northwest Tire and John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Weather can shift quickly and sometimes become dangerous. Listen for the latest weather forecast and the latest reports from the Weather Spotter Network, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and Lakes Country Roofing. In the event of severe weather, tune in for up-to-the-minute weather conditions from local weather spotters throughout the area. For power outage information, visit otpco.com. Storm damage to your roof, visit lakescountryroofing.com. The Weather Spotter Network, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and Lakes Country Roofing.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Market update time here in the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets starting out the week's trade with a lot of red on the board. Soybeans contracts trading about 7 to 7.5 cents lower here to start out the day. Corn Belt Marketing market analyst Sam Hudson says the grains are looking for any direction to trade here during a slow time of the year.
Funds that are shedding length in the bean market. CFTC data at the end of last week actually showed them near record long. But we've got to keep in mind that data is delayed about a month. And so it was from November 18th. And if you go back and look at the chart, that's actually the day we made the high in the bean market. So now the question is, since then till now, how much have they shed back out? We got a January 12th crop report here coming up in a little less than a month after the holidays. And that'll be the next kind of reshuffling of the deck. So between now and then, I think you're just going to have kind of a sloppy, choppy, directionless market here. Open interest into the end of the year typically isn't real, deep either. And so I think that's just going to leave the headlines pushing things around. I guess what I'd like to see is these March beans hold the 100-day moving average, and we're testing that today down around 1080.
A lot of red on the board for the cattle contracts as well. Feeders 80 to 95 cents lower. Live cattle 22 to 77 cents lower. Hogs contracts also around $1 to $1.40 lower to trade here this Monday morning. Cattle markets starting the week off slow heading into the winter holiday.
We've seen both sides unchanged, I guess, to start the week here so far. You're just continuing to observe the, stout cash recovery that we've seen over the past 2 weeks. I think as you get these, you feed your cattle index back to the, call it the 350 mark. I think that's kind of a tenable level to trade both sides of here in the end of the year until we figure out what this border situation looks like.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Did you know you can leverage crop insurance to benefit your bottom line? Ag Country Farm Credit Services can help. Choosing the right coverage for your goals can help maximize margins, strengthen your marketing strategy, and build a more resilient operation overall. As you plan for the season ahead, focus on more than just managing risk. Call 800-450-9858 to speak with one of our dedicated crop insurance officers. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
From beginning farmers to those on the other end of the spectrum, all benefit from farm business management.
Farm business management is what we would call like just-in-time education for our farmer students. Each kind of farmer has a different priority or a different stake in their relationship to their lender and their farm operation. And so we try to tailor the education that they get and the information that we're able to work them through depending on where they are in their farm careers.
Find an instructor near you at agcentric.org.
Early mornings, late nights, rain, snow, sunshine. It's the rhythm of the day for the American farmer and rancher. We get it. The Red River Farm Network is here to help you make informed decisions for your farm. We're proud to deliver farm news, markets, and weather to the innovators and decision makers. Trust Don Wick, Tyler Donaldson, Jamie Dickerman, and Drew Lerner, delivering the information that impacts your bottom line. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Imagine this. You gather a stadium full of farmers, step up to the podium, and tell them about your business. What would that be worth to you and your company? This is Don Wick from the Red River Farm Network. We fill that stadium every day with some of the most progressive-minded, forward-thinking farmers and ranchers around the world. Find out how the Red River Farm Network can carry your message to farmers and ranchers. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
May wheat Minneapolis is a nickel lower to 579.5. May wheat Chicago down 6.5 to 530 3/4. KC hard red winter wheat's March contract is 5 3/4 lower to 512 1/4. March corn down 2.5 cents at $4.38 1/4. January soybeans are 6 cents lower at $10.70 3/4. In Winnipeg, January canola is $2.40 per metric ton lower to $6.0410 Canadian. February live cattle are down a dime to $229.45. January feeders 57 cents lower to $338.60. February hogs are down $1.40 at $83.12. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Fergus Falls Monument Company is grateful for every family we have had the honor of serving this year.
The holidays remind us to look around and appreciate the people who bring meaning to our lives.
We hope your home feels warm. We hope your days feel cozy. And we hope your holidays feel extra special.
Thank you for being part of our community and for trusting our family with yours.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Fergus Falls Monument Company.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Weather can shift quickly and sometimes become dangerous. Listen for the latest weather forecast and the latest reports from the Weather Spotter Network, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and Lakes Country Roofing. In the event of severe weather, tune in for up-to-the-minute weather conditions from local weather spotters throughout the area. For power outage information, visit otpco.com. Storm damage to your roof, visit lakescountryroofing.com. The Weather Spotter Network, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and Lakes Country Roofing.
Hello, Rebecca Lynn Peterson here with West Central Initiative. This year has shown us how much our region depends on working together, from supporting charities like local food shelves to strengthening vibrant communities and small businesses. But this work can't continue without your help. Your year-end gift to West Central Initiative is essential to keeping our region strong. Please donate today to WCIF.org. When we pool our resources through West Central Initiative, we can do big things.
There we go. News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. 9:37, and one of my two favorite segments of the week. It's two Marys and a Dave.
All right, and we say good morning to Mary at the American Legion. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Well, it's going well. How about you?
It's been really busy. I'm busy. I can't even tell it's Christmas, really. It's just so busy. So it's good.
Well, I guess that's what Christmas means, and so many people love all that great food out at the American Legion, so that's the reason it's so busy. And, of course, we've got another Wednesday special coming up this week, but the following week it will be Christmas Eve, so I don't know if you'll be open that day or not.
We will be open on Christmas Eve for Christmas rib pickups. We won't have a special on Christmas Eve, but we'll be open until about 2 for folks to pick up the Christmas ribs that they've ordered or whatever else they've ordered. So we'll be here actually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week for rib pickups. So feel free to order them and pick them up let us know you want them on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll make sure that they're ready. There's quite a list going, so if you want to get on that list, you got to call pretty soon so we can make sure that we have enough cooked.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, I know a lot of people rely on you for those ribs for Christmas, and you guys are always so good at filling all those orders, and I know it's a really busy time. And before we get any further, I just want to thank you and your whole staff there for, all the great ways that you serve all the people that come and see you, whether it's to-go food or sitting down and enjoying time at the Legion. You guys do such a great job.
Well, thanks for all that, Mary. That was very kind of you. But we are so appreciative of each and every one of our customers, because without them, there wouldn't be this. And they kind of bring the joy to the table. We just enjoy having folks come and see us or come and dine in or let us help them with their catering. So we're happy to help wherever we can.
All right. Well, let's talk Wednesday special. What's it going to be?
This week, it's something kind of non-traditional. We're going to do our loaded tots. So it's an appetizer that eats like a meal. So it's tater tots with the rib meat on it, and cheese and onion and pickles. So it's a meal and an appetizer all in one.
Wow.
It's going to come with some fresh fruit and a Christmassy dessert.
Okay, you have never done this as a Wednesday special.
I don't think so.
No.
We just thought something completely off the charts, something really different, but yet a meal in itself. So it's something different. But they sell well and they're very good. So I hope you all try them.
I think Dave says, I think he says loaded tots at least once a week here.
Oh, yeah. And it's featured in our latest episode of KBRF Presents Where to Eat.
It is. That's right. All right. So loaded tots, the Wednesday special, and you've got some great dessert features for December, too.
We do. Our dessert features have been selling like crazy. We have a peppermint cream cheese brownie that's gorgeous looking as well as tasty. It's so rich and creamy, and it's just so good. And then we have a gingerbread layer cake. We have pecan pie, and then we have a peppermint cheesecake ice cream dessert. So it has an Oreo cookie crust and then a peppermint cheesecake that's been cut up and mixed into ice cream on top of that, and then cool it on top along with some crushed candy canes.
Wow, that sounds great.
It's peppermint and chocolate and cheesecake all in one. I don't know how you can go wrong with that.
It sounds like all the best stuff all in one dessert. So don't forget the dessert is what I'd like to say. And even if you have to start with dessert and heat up the tots later, because that dessert is so good. Okay, Mary, if we would like to be one of the last people probably to get on that list for ribs, because you need to have that kind of wrapped up here, I would guess, pretty soon. So
yeah, I would say by the end of the week we should probably have a pretty solid number. But don't be afraid to call next week if we we'll always make extra. And if you wait too long and forget that it was Christmas, like some people have, just feel free to call. If we can help you, we sure will. But our number here is 739-4633.
All right, you guys are always so accommodating. We want to wish you a great week, and we'll talk again next Monday.
That sounds great.
All right,
thank you
thanks,
so much,
Mary.
and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to you too. Bye-bye. 739-4633. That is the number to call.
Loaded tots. I'm definitely doing that.
I know, for sure. I was just counting. Let's see, how many should I order? Oh, loaded tots. I know my grandkids would love those. And oftentimes on Wednesday night, we're kind of the short order kitchen sometimes because there's, between practice and youth group, there's a little bit of time, and sometimes they need to be fed, and we're always happy to do that. And I know that loaded tots would be.
Oh, it's so
that
good.
would be something they would absolutely love.
We were when we were talking about the loaded tots on KBRF Presents Where to Eat, which you can go to kbrfradio.com, KBRF Radio on YouTube, or the Fergus Now app to find. We kind of talked about the rib meat on there almost being a little bit like burnt ends, where it's got that extra caramelization factor to it, and it's just so good.
Okay, that just sounds so good to me. I've had them before.
I've had them before. I've got them for a meal.
Yeah. And it is a meal for sure. Okay. And then, of course, you add one of those delicious, sweets that they have.
Delicious sweets and some fresh fruit.
Absolutely. Sounds great to me. Well, let's see what else we've got for you. There's a survey out there that finds that children actually outpace their parents in some forms of knowledge, especially about animals. Now, I feel like my grandkids a lot of times are smarter than me.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you feel like when your kids come home and they say, oh, yeah, I knew that. Of course, you're the smartest guy in the room here. So, which, if it's just us two, that's not really a contest. But
I was going to say that my wife and my family members would laugh at that, but sure.
Well,
I should put it this way. My friends would laugh at that because my friends have like nuclear engineering degree.
Okay.
I've got another one that's got
you hung out
a
with the
computer
right
chip
people.
design degree, a couple engineers. It's like,
well, see, that's why you're so smart. You hung out
I
with
just
the smart kids.
absorb some of their knowledge that they drop, and I remember it.
Well, 77% of adults admit being stumped by their kids' animal questions, and they have to turn to the internet for answers. And you and I do it all the time, like we couldn't think of All in the Family.
Yeah.
And instead of using our brains to think, and it's sort of hard when you're on the air to, just sit here and...
Well, see, I would have never gotten that because I wasn't around then.
No, you weren't. Nope. I do remember my dad just sitting and belly laughing at that show. And of course, if you were to watch it today, 90% of what comes out of that would be politically incorrect, which makes me want to watch it twice as much because it was funny.
Yeah.
And people could still laugh at that stuff then. But so different than where we have come today, that is for sure. Let's see what else we've got for you. Here are a bunch of cowboys. Thankfully, the cowboys were around because they had to wrangle 13 escaped cattle after there was a crash on the highway. This happened in Missouri. They summoned cowboys Wednesday after a collision between two tractor trailers on I-70 in Oak Grove, and that released 13 cattle onto the highway.
Now, to summon cowboys, do they get a big spotlight with a cowboy hat on there?
Yeah, or I
Cowboys,
don't know.
ho!
I don't know how they do that. They summoned them. The Missouri Highway Patrol confirmed the crash caused the bovines to escape from one truck, prompting officials to contact the B&W Land and Cattle from Butler for assistance. So evidently this is where the cowboys hang out. Cowboy Colby Booze explained the challenge to the TV station, saying, "We like to help out the ones in need. It's always a challenge because you never know where they're at or how they're going to be or if they're going to be mad and want to fight you. You just never know." The crew successfully captured all the escaped cattle. Both truck drivers escaped injury in that incident.
Why does that sound like a fake name? Cowboy Cody Booze.
I know. It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if you're from a cowboy family and you grew up with horses, Cody that's in my head, that's kind of a cowboy name.
No,
the Booze?
I'm not making fun of the first name. The first name's just fine, but
But it is spelled differently. Boos.
Oh.
It's not like Booze. Yeah.
So, Booze. So you can't drive again.
Booze.
Why is that? Oh, I got my fourth Dewey.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
I see your license and registration. Mr. Booze, step out of the vehicle.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So, and I never really finished that animal story. They say that kids are so much more knowledgeable because of the things that they're watching on things like TikTok.
Okay.
So I guess there's some good there. And they say that their kids know way more about animals and how to care for them, how they, where they come from, their likes, their dislikes, how they are fed, and what kinds of amounts of food and water they need.
Well, that's interesting.
Wow. Kids, well, you know what my grandkids really loved, especially when they were younger? I remember, so I was the grandma who decided, they sort of talked them into getting Claire a bunny for her birthday. This was a number of years ago.
Bunnies poop and pee everywhere.
And they succumbed to the idea. So I had to go get the bunny because then I had to keep the bunny until the surprise. So while they were building the bunny hutch, I was going to get the bunny. Well, I went and got the bunny, and I met the girl in Perham, and she brought 3 bunnies for me to choose from. So, of course, I couldn't just pick one. I picked 2.
Uh-oh.
And 2 became, I don't know, like 14 or something like that. Because bunnies have bunnies. And these bunnies were too young for this girl to really...
Figure out what you want?
Figure out that they were either both girls or boys. Anyway, clearly I bought one of each. And I just remember my grandson going, I suppose he went to the internet and he was reading things, and he knew everything about how to care for a bunny. Everything. He also knew when it came around that the bunnies were behaving funny, that there were little bunnies on the way. So he knew what was going on just as a kid because he'd done his research on how to take care of these bunnies. So anyway, it was pretty funny. But anyway, I guess kids know more about animals than their parents. I feel like kids know more about so many things than their parents.
But they have less common sense.
Yes. In most cases.
Well, I mean, I look at the common sense that we had when we were kids versus the common sense that's common now. And they're not that bright.
Yeah, well, there isn't a lot of common sense for them to learn. And I think that's probably part of it.
It's 20 to below. Maybe you do need a coat.
Yeah, I know. And I know kids run out without jackets all the time. I don't get it.
Well, I've got a hoodie.
Yeah, I know. But I've got a husband who does that too. So sometimes they never learn. Here's a feel-good story that we'll get to a little early. 9-year-old Colton Holmes of Fort Dodge, Iowa. He cleared snow from a fire hydrant in his neighborhood after a heavy winter snow hit the area. The Fort Dodge Fire Department had launched a Facebook contest encouraging families to clear their hydrants 3 feet on each side in exchange for a fire truck ride to school. That's really a cute idea. I like that. Anyway, he said, I wanted to help people out, and I wanted to be a hero, Colton said. He's 9 years old. The next day, firefighters used the exact hydrant that Colton had cleared to battle a structure fire that potentially, the fireman said, it saved lives. Fire actually doubles in size every minute, so the fact that we didn't have to dig out the fire hydrant saved us an immense amount of time. Anyway, Colton received a special patch, a challenge coin, and a fire truck ride to school for his efforts. No injuries were reported, though several people and pets were displaced, but nobody was hurt. So just because he dug out the fire hydrant.
And it's a good reminder right now to tell everybody, if you've got a fire hydrant, please dig out, 3 feet around them.
What does happen in that regard? Obviously somebody is monitoring that.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't even know where they are in my neighborhood. That's how unaware I am.
I don't know where they are in my neighborhood either.
Yeah.
Because they're, not in front of my house, so...
right.
I think there's one a couple blocks up.
Okay.
But...
Well, maybe we ought to become more aware. Maybe there's something the fire department can help us with, show us where all the fire hydrants are. But that's something we, as good neighbors, should take care of. And in this case, it probably saved some lives. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I always look at it this way: if I had a fire hydrant in front of my house, I would make sure that thing was always clear, because if my house is on fire, I need them to get it under control as fast as they can.
Right. And oftentimes people, I don't know if it's people or if it's the city or who does it, but oftentimes there's like a stick with a flag on it that indicates where they
it is,
are. So maybe we can all help out in that regard. That's a good story. Here's a guy by the name of Joshua Threet. He lives in Detroit. He spotted a 6-year-old girl walking alone to an elementary school without winter clothing. In freezing cold temperatures. Now 6... yeah, maybe we can say that maybe she just doesn't. That's pretty little. She probably didn't really realize how cold it was, and she really needed a jacket. Anyway, so this guy chose to walk nearly 10 blocks with the child rather than put her in his vehicle. I found this little girl walking by herself, he said. I didn't want to put her in my truck. He just thought that she would be fearful of that. Anyway, so I got out and I walked with her. He became emotional during the walk, saying somebody else could have just walked past. He told Fox 2 that he recorded the encounter to cover myself and never expected it to go viral. The video was shared by tens of thousands of times. So, but isn't it sad that you kind of have to cover your...
Well, yeah. That's obviously why you couldn't put her in the vehicle, because that'd be hugely suspicious.
So it doesn't say here whether or not... my guess is he wrapped something around her, gave her his jacket, I don't know what, but and then walked her to school just because he thought she'd be fearful of getting in his vehicle. And I think he was as scared of doing that. And isn't that sad? But that's the world that we live in. Let's see what else we've got for you. Zootopia 2. Did you ever see Zootopia 1? Did we talk about this?
Yeah, Adam wanted to see it, so Adam was younger back then, so I took Adam to it, but...
I don't care for that.
I've seen it the one time, and I was...
Well, secured the top North American box office position for its third weekend, so if you're looking for that. Five Nights at Freddy's 2... never heard of it. Dropped to second position.
Speaking of Adam, him and his buddy went to go see Five Nights at Freddy's too.
Oh, okay.
He's a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy.
Okay. All right. Wicked for Good held on to third place for its fourth weekend. And let's see, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I guess that's a pretty good movie. Ella McKay is the other one. It struggled a little bit, and actually struggled significantly in its domestic launch. Didn't do very well. And I think that's the one with, oh gosh, I'm so bad at names, from Halloween.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis. Ella McKay, I think
I think I've seen trailers for it.
Yeah, I don't know
I
too
saw
much.
the.
I just don't go to movies.
I saw the first Now You See Me, and then I've got the second one. I haven't bothered to watch it, but it's about a bunch of magicians.
Yeah, I think I have seen that. It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's got a lot of big names in it.
Right.
And so yeah, it seems to be good. I like the twist at the end of the first one, but I haven't seen the second one yet. So and this Now You See Me Now You Don't is the third one.
Okay. Well, I remember seeing the first one, and it was pretty entertaining. Pretty good. Yeah. All right. Well, before we wrap up here, here's a couple of food things that are out there. Frito-Lay expanding its baked Lays collection with 2 new flavors, roasted garlic and herb.
That sounds good.
It does. So does loaded baked potato.
I'd try it for science.
I would try it for science as well. Got time for a trivia?
Oh, we always have time for trivia.
Okay. All right. You probably will know both of these. When did construction on the Berlin Wall begin? I wouldn't even know where to start there.
Oh, I don't think it was right away in 45, so I'm going to say 47.
1961. Took a few years. Candy canes are said to have originated from which country?
Wow, I'm doing really bad. I'm going to say Norway.
Germany.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I've heard the background of that, too, and I don't remember what that's all about. But anyway, yeah.
They're using it to chisel through the Berlin Wall?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe those two are intertwined somehow. All right. Well, there you have it. Another Monday. Got a week and a half for that holiday shopping, so just giving you the heads up. Got to get out there. And then the wrapping. Just to let you know that I'm not fully organized, I still have decorations to put on the tree.
Jen took care of that a while ago.
Okay, I'm going to do that tonight, and it's just a few of them. Mine's pretty simple, but going to get that done tonight. All right. So that is going to wrap up a Monday. Thanks for joining us. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great Monday.